This is an article that I saw earlier today, and I made a post about it, so I wanted to talk more about it. This Sony's plan to kill PlayStation discs looks smarter after US physical sales cratered to just $85 million in revenue in July. You know what happened July 1st? Sony announced that they were ending disc production. Like that day, that it's over. That's it. There's no more coming. They shut down the building, they retooled it, and now it does something totally different. They are gone. Too bad, so sad. Move along. And then the sales crash. I'm sorry. I could see that. Why? Why are you doing this? This is absolute. This is absolute gaslighting. You go through the article and it does the normal things. It talks about the physical sales, how they've been dropping. Um, yeah, they're all doing poorly. But the only thing it doesn't mention in here is the increase in the price of games, the increase in the price of the game systems, the fact that two of your three new consoles are 7 years or older, and that you have nearly doubled the price of them. That's not mentioned. The amount of bad games that have been put out in the last few years, and games that have been released and canceled and released and dealt with it a little bit and then canceled and then removed or deleted or redone. They don't seem to think that that's important in their reduction. They say that the consoles are selling less now, but they neglect to mention that they are old consoles and they're double the price they used to be. Why is the Switch 2 selling better than everything else? Because it's the one thing people might not have, and it's the one out of the three they can afford. Maybe. And then it gets to the disc point and just says disc sales have been going down year on year, and it's the same gaslighting. They're leaving out the important facts that, one, gamers like stuff. They like it. They like to have things. They're human. They want tangible product, and you don't want to give that. They don't want to give that. Sorry. It's not a you thing, it's a them thing. That I am just shocked in the gaslighting that's here. I mean, it's not like there's nothing that's being said that's incorrect. It's all correct. Sorry if you can hear that washer. But I mean, I'm sure this is all correct about the sales, but they're not talking anything about the bad games that have been released, nothing about the price increase on games that's been happening, the predatory games that have been coming out that no one wants, the games that have been canceled that no one wants. None of that's mentioned. Oh, that's all of those are their fault, not our fault. I mean, they are blaming us, but when don't they? The customer's always wrong when it comes to tech. That's their motto. Actually, I think their motto is get the bag and get out, but that works great on a t-shirt, but not in the office building. So, to get back to where I was, this just amazes me. And I don't, if you've watched any of these, I don't really cut because I don't know how. I'd like to do one take because I like free form thought and just get through it and get my thought out there as it lies. If I'm wrong about something, great. I would love to know why I'm wrong, or incorrect, not wrong, incorrect in what I know. Now, if it's your opinion, it's your opinion. That doesn't make me wrong. Disc sales have been going down. Let's get back on topic. The disc sales are going down. That's true because they're less available. They're been jacked up to a price that's just ridiculous. $80 for a video game or $100 for GTA 6 apparently. It's almost I think it's like $150 in Australia if you want to buy GTA 6. That's nuts. I know it's Australian dollars, but still, that is a lot. You know, you make games to sell to people. They've been making games for themselves to make statements about how they feel about something. Instead of making something entertaining, they try to make everything political so the games don't sell, or they're predatory and they don't sell. That's not mentioned here, not at all. Why would they mention something like that? I mean, they're a neutral um, ed, journalist, right? Maybe I shouldn't call them a journalist. They might even be human. Well, we'll see here. Let's see. WCCF Tech. WCCF Tech. I've never heard of this place. You want to know who wrote it? You go ahead and look it up yourself. I think everybody should read it and just understand what they're trying to do here. They're telling us profit margins and sales scope, and that doesn't matter. I want to play games. I want to play good games, and I don't want to have to take out loans to buy your stuff. And then they do this. They do the whole disc thing. They make it harder to get the discs. They say things that would cause people to stop buying or protest. Then they use those numbers against us to justify what they wanted to do in the first place. It's all gaslighting. There, there's four lights, not five. Stop it. We we are not their customer anymore. It is the investor. And the only way they're going to listen to us now is if we make choices when we purchase things. Read this and find out how not neutral these journalists are, because nothing in here says anything about how they care for the customers. Matter of fact, I don't think customer is used in it at all. What they left off with is that Xbox is not currently announced that they've done away with that they're doing away with physical discs, but we all know Xbox wanted to get rid of physical discs like 15 years ago with the Xbox One or Xbox One. Which one was first and which one was last? I can't keep track of the naming club on the Xbox. We can get into that another time. But the only reason why Xbox isn't announcing that they're going to get rid of disc 2 is because Sony did it and got a bunch of backlash, and Xbox can't afford that backlash right now. But if they get themselves more on stable ground after everybody gets upset, then this time next year they can just say, well, we see it's more cost effective and better for everybody if we just do away with disc, blah, blah, blah. Here's our profit margin. This is why we're doing it. Let's move on. Everybody invest. Let's go. It's not about us. But yeah, let's see. It remains to be seen if Xbox keeps discs. They're not going to. No matter what they say, they are not going to. This is Microsoft. Remember that. And then in an attempt to win some points back with disgruntled hardcore gamers. So we are a subset of a subset of a subset. Where gamers, only hardcore gamers are disgruntled about what's going on. I didn't see customer in there once. They're removed. Do you see that? Am I the only one that's seeing this? They won't use the word customer. Even the shills that are supposed to be working basically for us, the customer, who's supposed to be reporting on this stuff to help make things better informed for us, is giving us profit points for the companies and why it's better for them to get rid of discs. Nothing in here is about the actual issue with getting rid of discs. I know it's more profitable for them to not put out discs. It's a mathematical equation. If you don't have to make the plastic, you don't have to pay for it. Now, this idea that going discless is gonna seal up the holes and no one's gonna steal any games anymore is just fantasy. I think really it just makes it easier. But yeah, I don't really have any more else to say about it without jumping into another rant about something else, but I wanted to make a longer form video on this article because this is gaslighting, guys, and all of these journalists are doing it. If they have a connection with the company, if they have a guy inside, they know a guy or know somebody, and I heard or I got invited to. There you go. They get invited to someplace, they're going to have favoritism towards them. I'm pretty sure no one actually wrote this. I don't know. Maybe they did. It's ridiculous. I mean, you guys are crazy on this rate. This is crazy. I said that totally wrong. You guys agree this is nuts, right? Why is this? Why? Why? No. Why? Why is? Okay. And the last thing, I'm gonna jump off of the PlayStation thing and gaming kind of get a little weird here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I know there's only a couple of you, but any movement is good, and I appreciate it. I'm trying to get better at this. Um, I'm not very good. I'm getting better, but I want to make sure I don't put in anything that's copyrighted because I don't need the trouble and I don't really want to make something that's not mine. I definitely would like to work with people because I think working with people is better than working alone. But I am on a schedule of I do this when I can find 20 minutes to record, and then on my old laptop take the rest of the day to get it processed because it's so broken. It's not broken, it's old. And again, the RAM prices. They act like that was an unforeseen thing. Microsoft is part of the problem. They're the ones buying the RAM to put in their data centers. So when they look at us and shrug, the RAM is in their pocket. And now they want us to give them more money for denying us the ability to buy stuff for ourselves. And that's absolutely what's happened to me. It means I don't have an income. We're working on the money that my wife gets. That's basically it. And I know this has nothing to do with the other, but I don't know when else am I going to say it? So we don't have much money. So replacing that laptop with something that can play games or do more than just the basic, he'll actually run a video editor that's better than I found it free somewhere on the internet. No, not Adobe. Will not. No subscriptions. Will not do subscriptions. Can't do subscriptions. I mean, I'm working with zero. This is a Note 20 with a broken screen, half broken screen, on a $2 tower with a $2 mic. And it took a while to get that stuff together. Yeah, but so these things take time for me, and like I said, I've never done this before, so I'm just jumping right in. Um, I have subscribers and I have some viewers, and I just wanted to say quickly thank you. Um, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get better at this, but I'm still trying. So until the next thing that triggers me, I will talk to you later. Thank you.